What up, what up, what up? Welcome back, Cooling with Court. In today's topic, y'all see from the descriptions, 7 densities of consciousness. I will explain it to y'all, right? As well as this correlates with life after death, as we know it, right? So if this is your first time on this channel, make sure you hit that like button, hit that bell for notifications, and share this video because you never know who it can help. So if this is your first time on this channel, we talk about personal development, spiritual growth, and financial stability with plenty more, with no boundaries or no motherfucking limitations. Right? So, okay. So we're going to explain what is the 7 densities of consciousness. Y'all, in order to understand this, you have to know that the conscious was first. Not your spirit, not your soul. Or you know what? I'm not even going to say not your spirit, not your soul, because they was there in the beginning as well, but they did not come. So remember I talked about the Kundalini awakening, right? Coming up the spiral. And when that happens, that does not come into 3rd density. There's a lot of misconception out there, right? A lot of people think, first off, that everything starts with spirit. Everything will have the spirit. You have to earn this shit, y'all. You can't just get it. You have to earn all of this. The Kundalini, it's a process. It's levels. It's densities, right? We have to go through these levels to get there, right? Just like a baby, they start off drinking milk. They can't eat the meat right away, right? Even though we ain't supposed to be eating that meat. Baby goes to the milk, they can't eat the meat right away, right? You gotta. There's levels, right? So, in order to even understand densities, I might also say the word dimension, right? You know, density is a dimension, right? A dimension, a different dimension. So I always want you to know that those words are somewhat interchangeable based on how they're being used, okay? So, first off, what is density? Huh? So density, right, is an entanglement of light through a certain vibrational frequency that correlates with light and sound on the octaves, right? Y'all get it? I'm gonna say that again. Density is an entanglement of light on a certain vibrational frequency range that correlates with light and sound on the octave, okay? The octaves of light and sound. So listen, conscious was first. First there was conscious. The creator is nothing but pure consciousness, okay? So the first density of consciousness is what we will call organic matter. This first density is atomic. It has an atomic body. The first density you can think of is associated with the red root chakra, okay? And this first density is, like I said, organic matter. What is organic matter? The 4 elements we have here, right? Earth, fire, wind, and water, right? All those elements is in a timeless state. Timeless state, right? Means they are they are pretty much inanimate matter. They have life, but it's still, we can see, for example, the sun, right? The sun spent billions of years at this density, at this level, and it's still there, right? It's in a timeless state, right? Because we see that the sun have not evolved into the 2nd density, 3rd density, 4th density, right? It's still locked in at that first density. So you have to understand that there is planets out there, y'all, that is locked in first density, meaning it is not inhabitable for human beings, 3rd density life, right? So this first density, this first consciousness, y'all, this is the beginning. This is awareness. That's what it is. Because if you think about the four elements, they are conscious. They are alive. That is beingness. That is awareness, right? Awareness. Okay? It has no self-awareness, though. It has awareness, though. Okay? So going up to the second density, this would be the all organic matters, also associated with the this now associated with the chemical body. First consciousness, first density was associated with the atomic body, the atoms, y'all. Remember, photons, which is a light particle, when on a certain vibrational frequency, will look like an atom. It appears to be an atom, which is a physical matter. Okay? I ain't losing y'all, am I? But okay, anyways, second density. This will be your animal kingdom, your plants kingdom, the botanical. This would be plants and animals, okay? Now, think about it. This second density is associated with your sacral chakra, okay? This has to do, this density is all about growth. It's all about movement, right? Because remember, we was in the first density. Remember I told you that's a timeless state. The elements are in a timeless state. They're in the first density, locked in. And they have 1 billion years in the first density of evolution. This second density, right, only has 1 to 200 years of evolution, right? So we know, as for example, why 1? Because that, like I said, this second density is the plants and animals. We know plants have died on the first day, animals die on the first day, second day, right? Due to other predators and whatnot, right? So this second density now includes all biological life form and all organic matters. Like I said, so this density is all about communication and interaction in order to have growth and movement, to be coming up the levels. So y'all gotta remember, we're climbing up the levels. First density, we got the earth, right? The matter, the elements, right? And as like I said, the first density is beingness, it's awareness. But once we get up to the second density, we now have growth and movement. How do we have that, right? Because you got to think about this. The second density has been interacting with the first density in order to obtain conscious evolution, which is growth, right? How? Think about this. We have, again, the first density, which is the sun is locked in that, right? Is in that first density. What's in the second density that needs the sun? Animals and plants, right? They need the sun to survive. You get it? It's the densities above interacting with the density below in order to evolve, right? Okay. Y'all still with me, right? Okay, so think about this, for example. In second density, are plants. They are alive. You know, they are alive. Talk to them, sing to them, water them, watch them dance when that wind is just first density interacts with that second density. Watch how they interact. A plant knows where it can grow. That is what you call awareness, right? It has awareness because it knows such things. Same thing as a fire. A fire knows it can destroy this forest and will keep growing and growing because it knows, because it has awareness that it is capable of doing this. Okay? Don't lose. I ain't trying to lose y'all now. Remember, now we in the second density. Second density also is where we train us as humans. Third densities, I'm not even gonna say us as third densities. I ain't gonna say humans because that's a whole nother subject. But anyways, third density, we train second density animals, right? We're interacting with these animals. Just like I said, how the first density, the rocks, the earth, the wind, the fire, the water, interacts with the second density in order to make it grow, right? In order to make a plant grow. Same thing we're doing when we put clothing on our pets and we talk to our pets like they're in a third density, like they're actual beings, right? Like they can actually understand it. Well, they can understand, but it's like they can't. Is there communication gap there? Right? So they can't comprehend us like we can. So everything we do to a second density seems godlike, you know, seems godlike, you know. So now let's go on to the third density. This is our current state of consciousness. This is where we at right now in the conscious level. Now to remember, there is 7 sub-densities in each of these densities. So there's levels in first density before you get to second, levels to get to third, and there's levels to get so on, okay? You got to go through the levels in each one. So this is how the conscious works, y'all. This is how it works. So third density, our current state of consciousness. Believe it or not, this is the shortest of all the densities. This is the shortest. Now, why would this be the shortest? I'm finna explain it. In third density, we only have 75 to 100 years of evolution. Sounds about right, right? People seem to, die when they get about 75 or 100 years old. You know what I'm saying? And that's the shortest incarnation, third density, the current state of consciousness where we at. So y'all gotta keep in mind though, when we talking about this, that we are energy. We are energy. We're not this physical body that we associate to, that we've trapped into, that a lot of people can't get past. So you got to remember that everything is this energy, y'all. Okay? Consciousness is energy. Okay? Thoughts are energy. So now, in this current state, in this third density, this of course is associated with our solar plexus chakra, right? Our yellow ray. This is a chemical body, right? We know that. This is a chemical body that we have. Also in a third density, what comes is called polarities. Polarities. Polarity, think of it as a pole. A polarity, a pole. North pole, south pole. Think of it as a magnet, right? You're going to draw or levitate to either the North Pole or the South Pole, right? You're going to draw and levitate to either one of those poles. And those poles, those polarities are, one, service to self or service to others. Okay? Service to self, you pretty much a selfish, stubborn mother. You know what I'm saying? You pretty much, you focus on your self-awareness, focus on your self-development, and before anybody else. You don't really care you don't care if people, everybody done you wrong. You like, fuck everybody. I don't care about you no more. You know what I'm saying? You ain't studying nobody. So it's just you focus on yourself. Now, a lot of that we associate because in our world, we have to have definitions to every damn thing to understand, so people get caught up in defining everything, right? So, in that, when you choose that service to self over the service to others, that is what we call the negative and positive polarities. Now, you gotta understand, I didn't say bad or good, because you have to understand everything that the Creator have made, He have not made nothing to be bad. We have what we call, the Creator gave us what is called free will, right? Free will. That is one of the prime distortions A distortion is anything that moves away from undistorted unity. Okay? The first primal distortion was free will. That every consciousness will have the capability of making their own choice, whether it's right or wrong. So that's why there's no good or bad. So the Bible talking about good and evil and all that, that's bull. Y'all, the Creator wouldn't do that. It's about positive and negative only. Now, doing positive things has a positive outcome. Doing negative things has a negative outcome. Right? But there's a place for the positive, there's a place for the negative. It ain't heaven and fucking hell, because that don't exist. Okay? So let's cut that out right now. Now, back to this third density chemical body, right? Like I said, this is where the polarities come. So this is where you actually make that free will choice on what's going to happen into your next lifetime, fourth density, right? So you have to make your choice now in this third density. You have your choice based on service to others or service to self. If you're going to try to help out people, whatnot, or you just say, fuck everybody, right? So also in this third density, y'all, what we experience is called the veil of forgetting. A veil. So when you take your wife, she come walking down the aisle, she got the veil covering her face, right? The veil of forgetting. So that means when we incarnate back into this third density, right, we will not remember our past lives. Now you can tap into it. So you can tap into your past lives, y'all, because you have to understand that we are energy. And we are able to tap into everything prior, right? Because we were there in the beginning, right? So we have to be able to tap into all of this in order to understand, to even remember. Now, that's why it's so funny, because everybody trying to figure out, where did we come from? How did we get here? Right? They want to know how we get here, where we come from, and why the hell don't we remember nothing? Shit crazy. So why we remember nothing is fucking easy. It's not that hard if you think about it. This is an example. If you die today, and the person who caused your death did you wrong, and when you reincarnate, you're gonna come back, and 9 times out of 10 you probably gonna kill that motherfucker that killed you. Right? Because people want revenge, So before, because actually it was like this though. It was like this at a time before the veil was put into the place for third density, because these silly mugs was coming back constantly and just killing each other over and over. So when you doing that, you cannot evolve consciously. You cannot gain no polarity. All you do is gain a service to self, which is a negative polarity, and you're just coming back, and you have to reincarnate until you get this shit right, till you figure it out, right? So it's like, what is the point of, doing that? It's sad, because the veil also makes us think that we are separate from each other. It makes us think that we're all now one creator. So then you have, due to this veil of forgetting, people automatically associate themselves that they're separate from this person, that person, and whatnot. And then you got all these damn religions saying that this is this, that, and that, and that, and that, and everything is, there's only one fucking God, one creator. So why is y'all like that? That just doesn't make sense. It does make sense, right? But that veil of forgetting, y'all, it can be tapped into. You can tap into that and get some of that game from that Akashic records, right? So now you got to remember also that this density, third density, the state that we are at right now, we have to go through certain things in order to be able to go on to the next density as well. Because it's like you have to gain conscious. You have to consciously evolve. If you're not doing nothing with your life every day and you just going to work, coming home, and you don't have no understanding of but the damn Bible, you better off just coming back and trying this shit again. Because that's what's going to happen. The Bible is not the only book that got some game. And you got to keep in mind that so much has been manipulated. So you have to decipher the Bible. You can't just read it for face value and think that's what it is. And then most pastors trying to put it in their own words and trying to change it to make it mean what the hell they think it mean. You know, that Bible is talking about the same shit I'm talking about right now. It's talking about the as is above as is below, the spiritual and the metaphysical, the physical and the metaphysical worlds is one. Right? But like I said, we have to go through this suffering. Right? And we have to go through this suffering, which causes us physical suffering, pains, emotions, right? Those are all energies. It causes this. That is the catalyst for you being able to go to the next level. Because you have to go through these things in order to be, in order to gain enough polarity, right? So now, when we die, right? Like everybody say we die. We don't fucking die, y'all. We don't die. Conscience can't die. You know, it can't die. It can't. It's conscious. It's energy. How the hell is it gonna die? How's somebody gonna kill your conscience right now? They can kill your body. It's a physical thing, but they can't kill your conscience. Okay? Now, when we evolve to that next density, which is the fourth density, we then now operate under what we call a chemical / light body, right? Because you got to remember, we're in a sub density. So once we get to that early fourth, we still have somewhat of a connection to this body. You don't necessarily lose, even though you don't have it with you here and it's laying there and they putting it in the ground and all that shit. The fourth density, fifth, sixth, and up, they have the ability to appear to you as physical, so you can see them. They have the ability to not. Most of them choose not to, right? But you still are associated with that chemical body. Now, fourth density, y'all, has 90,000 years of incarnation. Sounds like a long ass time, don't it? Compared to third density, right? We was only 75 for 100 years. So fourth density, 90,000. Now you gotta remember also, we in what we call in third density space-time, right? We have all the space to go here, to do this, to move around, right? I got space around me, right? I can move to this space, I can move over here to this space. But at the end of the day, I'm controlled by the damn time, right? Because even if I move to this space or move to that space, the time gonna keep fucking going. When you get to this fourth density, you're in what they call time space, right? You got all the motherfucking time in the world. You got all the time in the world now. Not all of it, but you got a lot, right? It works different than this space-time here. You got all the time, but you're now restricted to space. Meaning, you got all the time, but you really can't go over there. You can't really go over there. Right? Why not? Because you don't have a physical body to do that. I mean, you don't really need to because you're conscious. You can go here and there, wherever you need to consciously. Make sense? Hope so. Now, in this fourth density, y'all, it is said that our Earth right now is vibrating at fourth density. And this happened back in 2012 when everybody thought the damn Earth was going to end and blow up due to the Mayan calendar and all this. The Mayan calendar, they knew what was going to happen. They knew that the Earth was evolving. These mugs here took it as the world was ending. And everybody was going crazy and shit and all that stuff. Y'all remember that? And now we're actually going into a fifth. We still in the fourth. We're in that sub density, going over to the fifth density, right? So now Earth is being able to inhabit and also bring forth fourth density beings, right? Babies. So now these babies are born a little smarter than how we was. I ain't gonna say a lot smarter, but they born a little smart because they're born into a higher vibrational frequency range, right? They're born a little in a different range. That's why we like, dang, these babies, they could do it all. They know this, that, and that. That's why, y'all. That's why. It's the consciousness. It's the evolution. Earth is a living conscious. Okay? So, this fourth density, y'all, is what's next. This is what's next. This fourth density is associated with the heart chakra, which is the green ray. Okay? The green ray. You have to have, right, enough love and understanding, y'all, even to get to this fourth density. That's it. Love. You gotta have enough love. And it's crazy because there's so much hate around. There's so much hate with people. There's so much hate with race. There's so much hate with because somebody looks different, or politics, religions, this and that. It causes too much separation, which causes hate, which causes chaos, right? And you have to have enough love to even be able to make it to the fourth density, as well as fearless of death, as well, because like, you understand, we don't die. Like I said, we're just going through the evolutions, the evolutions. That's all we're going to. And at the end, y'all, I'm gonna give y'all the book too that has a lot of reference of this, so you can check it out. So in this fourth density, like I said, you have to have enough love and understanding to get there. And that means love your neighbor like you love yourself. Love everyone. Treat them right. Treat people right. Do the right thing. And in this fourth density, right, the veil starts to dissipate. It starts to disappear, right? It starts to go away slowly. Remember, you got to go through them sub densities as well. But it starts to dissipate. You start to be like, damn, okay. You tap back in like, damn, I chose this. To the fifth density, y'all. This density is the density of light and wisdom, right? Now you have, fourth density was understanding, right? Because you got to spend them 9,000 years, you start to understand. The veil start to disappear, you start to understand. Fifth density, you have the wisdom. You got that wisdom from all that understanding, right? That you had in fourth density in the previous incarnations, right? In densities, right? This fifth body is the first full light body. No chemical body associated with this. 100% pure light body, right? Now, this density is associated with the throat chakra, your communication, right? This is associated with the blue ray chakra, okay? This is where you are able to develop the psychic abilities pretty much at this point. You learn to serve without self-sacrifice. You know, you also at this place. This is what they call the contemplation stage, y'all. This is contemplation stage. You have to balance out the love and the light, y'all. This is where this is at this level, at this density. This is where you get the wisdom. Like, we trying to get so much understanding right now because we're in a state of forgetting, and the veil is there blocking every damn thing. So once we do go into fourth density, we start to understand, like, oh, okay, and then we get to fifth density, like, damn, right? Right, because we got the wisdom now. But this is said to be the density of contemplation, right? And the time duration on this evolution is unknown. And let me tell you why I think it's unknown. I think it's unknown for the simple fact that it's the contemplation stage. It is the stage where you do your review of your past and your future incarnations. So, being that this is the stage where you do your review of your past and your future. Let me tell you what the review is, just in case y'all don't know. This is where when you come back and you get to actually see everything you have done. And it's going to be like you're physically there, but you're going to be in a light body, of course. You won't affect the time. And you'll also be able to see how you treated someone, and you'll get to see from that point when the experience, when the situation actually transpired, what you did to them. You're going to be right there looking at it. You're going to be seeing yourself, how you treated that person, and then they go their way, you go your way, and you're going to be able to keep going with them and see exactly how the hell you made them feel. Because you never know, you could probably to make that person change their whole mindset on a belief or thought, and now they just hit rock bottom or something. So at this stage, I think it's unknown because it's going to take some time at that review. You know, you get a review, you got to do this, you got to do this, you have wisdom now, right? You're getting a lot of understanding. So, I mean, to me, that's interesting. So you have to treat people right, y'all. You got to treat people right. You got to treat them right, you know. This fifth density is why they also say is our contemplation stage, because we also incarnate from first through fourth density. They have a stage of contemplation where you incarnate, and all this is being done on the fifth density, right? So that is what we call old souls, y'all. The fifth density as well is because, like I said, that's the contemplation level where you going through during incarnations too. So where you actually able to see, get a better understanding and wisdom, get the wisdom to move on to the sixth density, right? So the sixth density is the density of unity and balance, okay? This is the sixth density of of unity and balance. This is associated with the third eye chakra, y'all. The indigo ray, right? So the indigo ray is actually this sixth density is associated with the light body. The indigo ray would be the body, right? This is the body you will use when you're sleeping. When you're dreaming, this is the body you're using to go to different dimensions. This is the body you're using when you astral project, okay? You're not using this physical body. It's still laying in the bed. And this sixth density body this is the light body that is operating, that can walk through walls, etc., right? This is the balance of love and light, right? This is the balance of the love and the light being achieved, y'all. This is what this is. This fifth density, this sixth density, at this point, all polarity is gained, right? So you're no longer gaining polarity of making those choices to try to, to gain polarity of right and wrong, and negative, positive, service to self or service to others, right? This is where we interact with what we call our higher selves. This is where our higher selves are at in this sixth density of unity and balance. Pure light, 100% non-physical, right? This is where we can actually tap into our higher conscious, which is on the sixth density or and above, right? This density duration of evolution is said to be 75 million years. Long as hell, right? 75 million years. At the sixth density, right? As for negative entities that's chosen service to self, they can no longer get past the first sub-density of density 6. They can't get past that. Why can't they get past that? Because once they leave the fifth density of having the wisdom, right? Because remember, fourth density is where they get all the understanding. When they get the fifth density, they have the wisdom to now know. Once you get to 6, it's like, damn, I really can't even go further without love. Because you got to understand that the negative entities that choose service to self, they skip the fourth density, which is the love and understanding. They skip it, right? Not necessarily skip it, I would say, but they only use love to love their self. They don't love nobody else. They only use it to love their self, to better their self, and to understand their self. It's a selfish thing what they're doing. And now in that fourth density though is where most of the negative thrive at, because you gotta understand that in that fourth density you're still somewhat associated with that chemical / light body. Once you get to that fifth, you are a light body. On the reason of the negative entities, which y'all will call demons and evil spirits and all this shit, is because they're locked in that fourth density, because they're not locked in. They like the fourth density because they have the chemical, which is a matter. They can manipulate that easier in the fourth density. In the fifth density, they're all pure light. So in the fourth, you still are able to manipulate that matter to people of third density to make them notice, scared, And that's the same thing why a lot of people get scared of spirits and this and that, and they don't know how to control it. I'm going to tell y'all how to control those too on a different video. But this sixth density, the service to self cannot surpass getting past that sixth density, right? This sixth density is also the law of one, understanding the law of one, the unity, everything belonging to one, right? There's not multiple sources. There's only one source, okay? Now we get to the seventh density. This is the gateway to eternity. This is completion, right? This density is, of course, 100% pure light body, right? This density is also unknown as far as the duration of incarnation. But we do know what's after the seventh density is the eighth density, which begins a new octave, just like the pianos, right? The eighth density is pretty much the first density of a new octave, okay? So seventh density is where all personal memory is absorbed into the all, into the one, infinite creator. You don't lose your memories and all that as an individualized entity, but it's all now in one with the creator, right? This scares people because they start to think like seventh density. Okay, so now that means like So are we don't exist no more, or or what's happening? You know, that's not true. It's just it's all belonging to the creator. Every experience we get, we experiencing it to take it back to the creator. Without experience, the creator cannot know itself, right? So that's what our job is, to be the co-creators that going out and bring all the information back to the source, right? So seven density, y'all, this is where all lessons are expressed, right? As above, so below. This seven density, y'all, you pretty much become one with the creator. You become one with the creator, y'all. This is the density that we're all striving to right now, you know. And like I said, this is the seven densities right now that we, like I said, after the eighth, it's a new octave. After the seventh, it becomes a new one. So it's like, it's kind of like how they explain a black hole. Say the black hole, right, observes everything, right? It observes it all, brings everything in, and then a new octave, a new first density begins in a new dimension. These are the seven densities of consciousness that we are going through right now, y'all. These are the seven densities of evolution through the expansion of our conscious that we will go through. And it is crazy because we start off with these dense bodies, and then we end up with a pure light body. It's crazy, right? I hope I ain't lose y'all, but that is the seven densities explained. Life after death, y'all, is not. We continue. So look up the book, The Law of One, the raw material. It is a channel entity being that's getting the discussion as well as what's going on. So I mean, yeah, y'all, this is some deep shit. So, and I'm gonna keep them coming though for y'all, so that way we could actually grow together. You know, cause how life works is, when we die, y'all, and go to this next fourth density and fifth density, we keep going down these densities, we also are building a social memory complex, meaning group entities that's vibrating at the same frequency as you will also be in this group consciousness. It'll be a group consciousness where you still operate as an individual consciousness, but you have the ability and awareness of everything and of everyone in that social memory complex. So a lot of family members we lost, y'all, and we feel like we'll never see them. They're not dead. They're still there, because you can think about it right now, and I'm pretty sure that thought is still vivid in there, right? That thought hasn't disappeared, and they're still there. It's a communication gap due to of course, our densities, but they're still there, and you will be able to reunite through that social memory complex. But that's it, y'all. I ain't gonna keep y'all too much longer, but man, y'all better tap in, for real. I'm out.